What if joy isn't something we chase, but something we uncover? What if the secret to a fulfilling life lies not in having more, but in wanting less? Zhuangzi, an ancient Chinese philosopher, once said, "The mind that embraces simplicity finds joy in every moment." These words, spoken centuries ago, feel like a gentle whisper in our chaotic world. They invite us to pause, to breathe, to rediscover the beauty hidden in the ordinary. Today, let's explore what it means to embrace simplicity, to find joy not in the grand gestures, but in the quiet heartbeat of each passing moment. Life, though, often feels like the opposite of simple. We wake to a world that demands our attention at every turn. Emails pile up, social media buzzes with endless updates, and the pressure to succeed weighs heavy on our shoulders. We're told to hustle, to climb higher, to accumulate more money, more status, more stuff. But the more we chase, the emptier we feel. The noise of modern life drowns out our inner peace. We're bombarded with choices, overwhelmed by expectations, and haunted by the fear of missing out. It's as if we're running a race with no finish line, always striving, never arriving. And in the midst of it all, joy feels like a distant memory, something we'll get to later when life slows down. But what if later never comes? What if the joy we're searching for is already here, buried beneath the clutter of our minds? Zhuangzi's words offer a way out, a path back to ourselves. To embrace simplicity, he suggests, is to let go of the unnecessary, to strip away the layers of distraction that cloud our vision. It's not about abandoning ambition or living like a hermit in a cave. It's about clarity, about focusing on what truly matters. A mind that embraces simplicity sees the world differently. It finds wonder in a morning breeze, meaning in a quiet conversation, beauty in the rhythm of daily life. Joy, Zhuangzi tells us, isn't tied to what we own or achieve. It's woven into the present moment, waiting for us to notice. When we stop chasing the next big thing, we create space for gratitude, for contentment, for a happiness that doesn't depend on external circumstances. This is the heart of personal growth, learning to live fully in the now, with a mind unburdened by complexity. To understand the depth of this wisdom, let's travel back to ancient China, where Zhuangzi lived over 2,300 years ago. Born during the Warring States period, a time of political turmoil and social upheaval, Zhuangzi was a thinker who saw beyond the chaos of his era. While others fought for power or sought rigid systems to impose order, Zhuangzi took a different approach. He was a follower of the Tao, a philosophy that emphasizes harmony with the natural flow of life. His writings, filled with playful stories and paradoxes, challenged people to question their assumptions. Unlike his contemporary Confucius, who focused on duty and structure, Zhuangzi celebrated freedom, spontaneity, and the beauty of the unadorned. He believed that true happiness came from aligning with the natural world, from letting go of artificial desires and embracing life's simplicity. His teachings, collected in the book that bears his name, remain a beacon of insight, reminding us that joy is not a destination, but a way of seeing. Let me tell you a story about a man named Elias, who lived in a bustling city not so different from our own. Elias was a graphic designer, talented and driven, with a life most would envy. His apartment was filled with the latest gadgets, his social media feed showcased exotic vacations, and his calendar was packed with meetings and networking events. But beneath the polished surface, Elias was restless. He worked late into the night, chasing deadlines and promotions, yet each success left him feeling hollow. He couldn't remember the last time he'd laughed without a reason or felt truly at peace. One evening, exhausted and burned out, Elias stumbled upon a small community garden tucked between skyscrapers. Curious, he wandered in and met an older woman named May, who tended the plants with quiet care. May didn't have much, a modest home, a few possessions, but her eyes sparkled with a warmth Elias couldn't ignore. Over time, they became friends, and May shared her secret. She found joy in the simple act of nurturing her garden, in watching seeds grow, in feeling the earth beneath her fingers. Intrigued, Elias started visiting the garden daily, planting vegetables and listening to May's stories. He began to notice things he'd overlooked before: the way sunlight danced on leaves, the sound of birds at dawn, the satisfaction of a shared meal made from his own harvest. Slowly, Elias let go of his need for more. He sold some of his gadgets, cut back on work, and spent his mornings in the garden. For the first time in years, he felt alive, not because his life was bigger, but because it was simpler. Elias learned that joy wasn't in the spotlight. It was in the quiet moments, the ones he'd once rushed past. What can we take from Elias's journey, from Zhuangzi's timeless words? The lesson is clear. Simplicity is a choice, a practice, a way of being. It's about decluttering not just our homes, but our minds. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve us, whether that's a toxic habit, an unhealthy comparison, or the pressure to be someone we're not. Personal growth doesn't always mean adding more to our lives. Sometimes it means subtracting, letting go of what weighs us down so we can make room for what lifts us up. Zhuangzi's philosophy reminds us to trust in the natural flow of life, to find joy in the small, the ordinary, the real. When we embrace simplicity, we stop waiting for happiness to arrive. We realize it's already here, in the breath we take, in the people we love, in the world unfolding around us. So how do we begin? Start small. Rise a little earlier tomorrow and savor the stillness of the morning. Take a walk and notice the details, the texture of a tree's bark, the rhythm of your steps. Let go of one distraction, maybe an hour of mindless scrolling, and replace it with something that grounds you. A journal, a conversation, a moment of gratitude. Ask yourself, what complicates my life? What can I release to create space for joy? These small acts, done with intention, ripple outward. They reshape how we see the world, how we see ourselves. And as we practice simplicity, we discover that Zhuangzi was right. Joy is not something we find. It's something we cultivate, moment by moment. The beauty of this approach is that it's available to everyone, no matter where you are or what you're facing. You don't need wealth, status, or a perfect life to embrace simplicity. You need only a willingness to pause, to look inward, to choose what matters. In a world that pulls us in 1,000 directions, this is an act of courage. It's a rebellion against the noise, a declaration that we will not let life pass us by. Each day offers a fresh chance to grow, to simplify, to find joy in the here and now. And as we do, we become lighter, freer, more connected to the world and to ourselves. Zhuangzi's words are a gift, a reminder that the path to joy is not complex. It's as simple as a single step, taken with an open heart. So let's take that step today. Let's rise with the dawn, clear the clutter from our minds, and seek the joy that's waiting in every moment. Because when we embrace simplicity, we don't just find happiness, we become it.